It's all just in your head.
It's time to get excited. We've seen some truly terrifying movies this year, and we're counting down the top 10 best horror flicks that will leave you sleeping with the lights on. With the advancement in technology and filmmaking techniques, filmmakers will be able to create even more realistic and terrifying scenes that will leave audiences shaking in their seats. We can also expect horror movies to explore new themes and ideas, as well as revisit some classic horror tropes with a fresh perspective. Get ready to scream, jump out of your seat, and hold on tight to your popcorn as we explore the horror movies. Number 1. A Nightmare on Elm Street. The iconic horror franchise returns with a new installment that promises to be scarier than ever.
Does it really take kids that say?
Freddy Krueger is back to haunt our dreams and terrorize a new generation of horror fans. Number 2. The Exorcist. Another classic horror franchise is getting a new installment, with Ellen Burstyn reprising her role as Chris McNeil.
You performed an exorcism.
That was not an exorcism.
The film promises to be a direct sequel to the original, with a new twist that will shock audiences. Number 3. Scream 6. The Scream franchise returns with a new installment that promises to be just as meta and self-aware as the previous films.
You know you're like the 10th guy to try this, right? It never works out for the dipshit in the mask.
Maybe. But there's never been one like me, Gail. I'm something.
Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, and David Arquette return to reprise their roles, along with a new cast of characters who will be stalked by the Ghostface Killer. Number 4. Halloween Ends. The Halloween franchise comes to an end with this final installment, which promises to be just as terrifying as the previous films. Jamie Lee Curtis returns to reprise her iconic role as Laurie Strode, who will once again face off against Michael Myers. Number 5. Conjuring: The Devil Made Me Do It. The third installment in the Conjuring franchise promises to be just as scary as the previous film.
You okay there? Jesus. I think I hurt someone.
In 1981, Arnie Johnson pled not guilty.
With Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga returning to reprise their roles as paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren. Number 6. IT, Chapter 3. The IT franchise comes to a close with this final installment, which promises to be just as terrifying as the previous films.
27 years, I craved you. I dreamt of you. I missed you. Waiting for this very moment.
Bill Skarsgård returns to reprise his role as Pennywise the Dancing Clown, who will once again terrorize the town of Derry. Number 7. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The iconic horror franchise gets a new installment, with David Blue Garcia directing. The film promises to be a direct sequel to the original, with a new cast of characters who will be terrorized by Leatherface and his family. Number 8. The Purge 6. The Purge franchise returns with a new installment that promises to be just as violent and chaotic as the previous films.
It is a night that is defining our country.
Tonight allows a release. America, a nation reborn.
The film will explore new themes and ideas, as well as revisit some classic Purge tropes. Number 9. Child's Play 2. The Chucky franchise gets a new installment, with Mark Hamill returning to voice the iconic killer doll.
How's it hanging, Phil?
Number 10. Destination 6. The Final Destination franchise returns with a new installment that promises to be just as thrilling and suspenseful as the previous film. The film will explore new ways to cheat death and will leave audiences on the edge of their seats. In conclusion, horror movies in 2023 are expected to explore a wide range of topics, from supernatural beings and demonic possessions to psychological thrillers and survival horror. Many of these movies are likely to be inspired by real-life events or incorporate elements of social commentary, providing a thought-provoking and spine-chilling experience for viewers. Watching scary movies can be a fun and exhilarating experience, but it can also be overwhelming and anxiety-inducing, so try to watch them with friends or family.